Hello, this is Brian Johnson here, and we're checking in. Guess we're at about 3 weeks or so. I'm not really sure on the date, so I'm just going to actually just ask you to forget about that 3 weeks part. But so here we are. We're well underway with the 60-day affiliate challenge. And in the last assignment, which was assignment number 5, we just got to the point where you've constructed your list of keyword phrases. You've used some LSI technology to add additional phrases that relate well to your sector or to your niche, whatever you like to call it, your market. And you've got this list in front of you, and now you're going to start adding content to your site. And this is really where it gets very important, because obviously what you add to your site is ultimately what shapes your site. It's not how your site looks. It's not how what kind of affiliate links you can add in. Really, the most important aspect is the content. You need to have content that ranks well, that's well optimized, it's search engine friendly, and we've covered most of that. And if you're following along step by step, those things will already be in place. But now comes the hard part, and many people just find it hard and difficult to continue to stay focused on one specific site, one specific tactic when they're getting started with internet marketing. And because of that, what happens is they become like little butterflies, and they fly over to this flower, and they're all excited because they see all this pollen and it's this great internet marketing strategy and people are making a lot of money. So they land on the flower and they're just about to suck all that wonderful nectar up from the flower. And then over in the distance they see a bigger flower, a prettier flower, and they flap their wings and they fly up, and they never really were able to tap into the nectar of that flower. And that's kind of one of the pitfalls that I see a lot of new internet marketers falling into. So today's video post is really about 3 major things. And these 3 things are really going to a large part, determine your success with this concept and with the course we're studying here, the SeoPress formula. Now, if you're able to stay focused, if you're able to follow the course curriculum, and if you don't alter what I've laid out here, you're going to have a fantastic chance to do well. In fact, I'm already getting emails from a lot of people, and they're having a lot of success. However, I want to go over those again. And number 1, don't change the course tactics. I've mentioned this in other videos. It's going to be important that you stick to exactly the teachings that I have laid out for you. And I don't really consider myself a guru. I don't consider this the end-all method. And this probably isn't perfect, but it's darn good, and it works, and it works time and time again. And we're not relying on tricks, or we're not trying to be deceitful with Google or the other search engines. We're simply laying out solid content that's not found elsewhere. We're using an extremely search engine friendly system, and we're going to talk about links soon. And when you combine those together, you get traffic. So I don't want you to change things until you're experienced, until it's working for you. And then, test some stuff out. Say, I want to try it this time with this next site, and I want to try this method. I want to try this new theme, or so on. But in the beginning, if you're just trying to get started, you sure don't want to bake a cake and take a recipe you've never created before and change the ingredients when you've never even tried it. So don't change stuff, guys. Stick to the methods taught. Number 2, I've asked for you in the past not to move really ahead of the curriculum. And the reason for that is because you might think you understand what's going to come, and then you don't, and then you've made some mistakes. And I've already seen that a number of times with people that have moved a little ahead of the curriculum. So it was intentional that we kind of went slow in the beginning, because I wanted to make sure that you were able to do all the steps prior to this correctly. In other words, adding content to your homepage. How can you do that in the most effective way? The outbound links. How can you add the outbound links in the most effective way so you can help gain trust with Google? How can, by adding content via posts rather than pages, you benefit, because then that content is added to the RSS feed. There's a lot of little subtleties with this course, and it might seem pretty basic, but there's a lot of stuff that I've already kind of figured out, and I've chosen a path, so we don't want to move ahead. So you're at to the point now where you can just kind of focus for the next couple of weeks on adding content, and we're going to talk more about that, but don't move ahead of the course curriculum. This last one is really important, and I kind of touched on it in the beginning here, and it was the analogy of the flower and the butterfly and moving around from this to that. If you're just getting started, I don't care if you do my course, I don't care if you want to try a new method by another marketer that's got some fantastic stuff out online. There's a lot of good information online to help you make it with internet marketing, with making money online. But you've got to stay focused for a period of time. You know, most people, they don't fail. Those that take action, they don't really fail. They just quit before they get success. You know, there's a lot of ways you can launch a site, and you can do a lot of these methods, and you might just have one thing that's a little off. Like maybe your niche isn't the greatest niche for making money, but you drove a ton of traffic. Well, darn it all, if you drove a ton of traffic, launch another site, work another month or so, or a couple weeks, and the traffic will come. And once you have the traffic, you know, maybe your next niche will be easier to monetize. But just stick with it and give yourself the benefit of the doubt, and know that these methods have worked for a lot of other people, and they've worked for me for years. I'm going to ask you to stay focused on what you're doing now. Finish something, complete something, create something you're proud of. Forget about how much money it makes you. Just try to start a project and finish it to completion, and feel good in your heart that you've started something and you've finished it. A lot of internet marketers, they don't even get that far. They don't even get to finish something they started. And I want to give you a better chance of success. And to do that, you've got to finish what you start. So below this video, there's a lot of information on why you should be doing what you should be doing. And we talk about those 3 core things. Don't alter the course methods of SeoPress formula. Don't move ahead of the course curriculum, and stay focused on this method for at least 2 to 4 months. This 60-day challenge is going to take you 2 months, and after that there's no reason why you can't start it again and launch another site. You might be surprised. You might feel like it wasn't that effective, and all of a sudden on week 10, you know, the first site you launched, it's going to get a boost in the Google rankings. It's going to start making some money. Who knows what's going to happen? You can't really predict, but you need to give yourself the opportunities to succeed by staying focused and finishing something. So guys, that's it. Brian Johnson. And internet marketing success really depends on the ability to learn one method, to focus on one thing, and then once you have that down, you can branch out, you can do something else, because you've got something working for you. But make sure you get that first thing working for you. Take care, guys.